We chase academic validation as if it were a golden ticket, believing that perfect grades will lead to success, opportunities, and respect. But we have to ask ourselves, are we truly fulfilled, or are we just stuck in a cycle of expectations? Achieving a perfect score feels amazing, like all those late nights and sacrifices were worth it. The proud grins, the compliments, they make us feel seen and smart. But here's the thing, that high doesn't last. Nearly 50% of students feel stressed every single day. We chase perfection, but sometimes it leads us right into burnout.
With every accomplishment, expectations rise. The pressure from parents, teachers, and even myself to stay flawless turns small mistakes into failures. Instead of pride, I feel fear. On a roll with distinction. 4 words I've chased for years, but now I'm constantly doing the math, wondering if I'll still hear it when I walk the stage.
It was late at night where my desk looked like a total crime scene. Papers were scattered everywhere. My computer screen was glowing like it was asking me if I was still awake. I was, tragically. My head was pounding from writing on an assignment that I wasn't even passionate about. I wasn't working for myself anymore. I was working to meet the expectations of my teachers, my friends, my family, people who saw me as someone who always had it together. And sure, I smiled in front of everyone, but behind closed doors, I was crumbling under pressure.
I start measuring my worth by comparing myself to others, like 59% of students who say it hurts their confidence.
Thiarra?
Teacher called, handing me my chemistry test. I stared at it, fighting the urge to ask my friends what they got. Did they do better than me? Am I not smart enough? I studied for hours, but still felt like I failed.
I remember coming home from a track meet, and I was so excited to go out and celebrate with my friends. But as soon as I got home, I got reminded of all the work I needed to get done. No social life, late nights, and putting one's mental health at risk just to stay up.
One more assignment, one more test, we tell ourselves, yet it never ends. When school defines us, we forget who we are beyond the grades. I used to be proud of being called the smart one, but now, no matter how hard I try, nothing feels like it's enough. Everything I do leaves me disappointed. My worth feels tied to numbers on a rubric, and when they drop, so does my confidence.
We are confined to studying, watching life go by from behind a stack of textbooks. We forego laughs, outings, and even weekends just to earn another flawless mark. It seems essential at the time, like it's the only path to succeed. But when we do look back, we begin to question if we truly lived or if we were just going through the motions.
We feel accomplished and deserving in the eyes of others when we receive good grades. They give us that external validation we crave. But the approval fades quickly, no matter how many A's we earn. We push harder, hoping that next success will bring lasting happiness. But deep down, we know that no grade can fix the self-doubt that we carry.
We eventually realize that grades are merely numbers on a page and they don't define who we are. While having a perfect GPA may lead to better opportunities, it is not a guarantee of our success, self-worth, or confidence. We begin to see that our worth is independent of our intellectual achievement. Learning is about developing and finding worth beyond grades.
In kindergarten, I drew a cricket sign. I gave it to my parents, they smiled, hugged me, and hung it on the fridge like it was art. But somewhere along the way, I started chasing grades for approval. Now I'm learning and realizing that love and pride weren't earned by perfection. I'm also learning that real success is about curiosity and growth.
But the thing is, true learning doesn't have to happen alone. True achievements comes from learning with and from others. My mom always said that life isn't a one-man journey. Hi, Mom. And she's right, again. Perfection is an illusion, but progress is real, and it's something we build together.
Swans look calm, poised, graceful on the outside, but underneath they're paddling hard. And that's how many of us try to live, perfect and effortless. But maybe we're more like ducks. Ducks are goofy, underestimated, and awkward, but they're resilient and keep going.
Be a duck. We don't need to be a swan. We don't need to hide our efforts. We should be okay to paddle openly and to move at our own pace. We should embrace the work it takes to get where we need to be. Because why pretend success is effortless, especially when it never is?
Once I let go of being the swan, the person who has it all together, I started to appreciate my duck moments. The moments where I was asking for help, tired, confused, powered by Alani's, but still moving. And that's where real growth happened. It's not always pretty, but it's real, and real is enough.
I used to want to be the swan, perfect and gliding through life, but let's be honest, I'm more of a duck. Taking it easy, paddling like crazy, and occasionally quacking for help. And that's okay. Life is about showing up, paddling through the chaos, and knowing when to float. And sometimes when to just take a nap.
School won't last forever. These moments, studying with friends, asking ChatGPT to dumb things down for me, and turning in English essays into free therapy are all part of our story. One day we'll look back and realize that we weren't just chasing grades. We were also chasing a path that leads us to success.
Academic validation may seem like the only path to success, but we're learning that it's not the only one, and it's rarely the most fulfilling. We're more than our test scores, awards, or report cards.
We're leaders, siblings, helpers, and friends, people whose value can't be measured on a rubric. So chase learning and curiosity.
Take this in. Your grades doesn't define your intelligence, and your test scores doesn't measure your heart. You are more than your academic achievements.
You are hardworking.
You are growing.
You are resilient.
You are compassionate.
You are enough right here, right now.
You're a duck.